retarded. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
Start the show.
Hi.
Not like a crazy person.
Sorry.
Excuse my wife, y'all.
Hi, it's Ashley and Sirr, and welcome to the Ashley and Sirr Show.
Yay.
Woo. We finally named the show. We were going to try to come up with like something catchy.
And it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It just ended up with the Ashley and Sirr Show.
Just like the wedding website. It's just like
Ashley and Sirr.
That's all we got for you.
It was like, and then it was like, we don't know what this is. That was the name of the show for the longest, Ashley and Sirr. We don't know what this is.
We don't. Yeah, that was the name of the show. The show was called We Don't Know What This Is.
We're just doing something. They might be able to stick with that. We don't know what this is.
We don't know what this is.
We don't know what's in store for us, but we're doing something. But hey, this is our very first episode of Ashley and Sirr. Air quotes, we don't know what this is.
Correct.
And we just wanted to come on and introduce ourselves.
Right.
Well, I'm Ashley Sorrells, formerly known as Ashley Spearman or Ashley D in the streets of Chicago, if you know who I know.
In the streets?
In the streets.
In the streets.
No, not the streets.
We in the South.
But, okay.
So I'm Sirr, and I'm from Atlanta. And we are doing this show to showcase more realistic representations of what black families look like in, I guess, the modern day. And someone's going to watch this 50 years from now and go, that was modern? Well, in 2021, this is what relationships look like, black families, because we do feel like black families are misrepresented culturally, or just not, you just don't see a good lens of the diversity across the different type of families that exist. And so on this show...
And so there can be a lot of excuses made. Well, we don't see black families. We don't see black fathers. We don't see black mothers. We don't see family. We don't see married couples.
Right.
And so we just want to throw our hat into the ring as well to take that excuse away. Here we are, the Sorrells, married for a year and...
however long.
Some change.
With 2 kids.
But with 2 kids, we've been together 6 years, 7 years. And we've been married officially for 1 and some change.
Yep.
With 2 children. Royal, who is 5, and Sire, who is 8 months old.
Yep. And it's weird because we do have interesting conversations with single friends that are trying to figure out how to get to this place. And then married friends that are trying to figure out how to keep growing in their relationship or growing in their business endeavors or trying to figure out different stages of communication. And I think one of the biggest challenges of bringing 2 people together is that you both have different backgrounds.
Yes.
Right? So, I come from, 2-parent household. My dad wasn't, he didn't finish high school. He had to drop out to take care of his family because he grew up with a single mother, and he had to take on a man role real early. My mother comes from a 2-parent household, and her dad was, blue collar. She went to college, and my pops didn't. They came together and built a multi-million-dollar business together. Business didn't make it, but their relationship did. And I grew up through all of that, the ups and downs of, wealth, poverty, love, happiness, all of that. And that was my experience for which I base, marriage and my depiction of marriage on.
And for me, my parents were not even high school sweethearts. They were like elementary school sweethearts.
Ew, weird. You kiss me. Oh my God.
Yeah, they've known each other since
I'm
2nd grade or something like that. They got married. They dated on and off. They got married when I was like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8. It's all a blur. Then they got divorced. So I'm a child of divorce. I'm the only child of divorce. My dad, blue collar, formally educated but did not complete. My mother, corporate, formally educated, and then went on to get her master's. So as a child of divorce, I don't have a very good picture of what a healthy marriage looks like. So I'm kind of winging it. Like I'm just seeing what's, throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks.
She winging it. She like, if I put ginger in the pancakes.
So, but I think what really helped me was having a partner who did have a good depiction of what marriage is, or not maybe not
realistic
good or realistic
Yeah.
depiction of what a marriage was that stayed together, and ups and downs of love and not love. And if you do hear a little person splashing around the tub, this is real life, people. We have a 5-year-old taking a bath right now. So I can hear her, so I'm assuming that you can hear her, but she's, playing mermaid or something right now in the bathtub. But just wanted to disclaimer.
Just FYI.
FYI. Okay. Real life over here.
Okay. So in this first episode, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things on the show. We're going to be talking about how to build a business together, how to communicate more effectively together, how to.
You want to talk about all that?
That's what you got written on the tabs.
Oh, okay.
Am I overselling it?
Here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna touch on that.
We're gonna touch on which one?
Business. We could. That's a whole episode in itself.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a whole thing. There's a lot of exciting things that we have going on, and it's been a crazy journey here. There's going to be a lot of information and feedback that we give our single friends and how to get to a married state or find happiness and stuff like that. It's going to be episodes like that. Just kind of really creating a space where we can have open dialogue, open communication. It'd be really great if we got collaboration from all of you guys that are watching. So we can just start dialogue and start conversations. I mean, all of us are watching shows like Blackish, and what does that look like in real life?
In real life.
Right.
And it's crazy that when you mention that, it's not like this is the 90s anymore, where you had black television shows to give you a landscape of what black couples could look like. Like you had the Huxtables, you had Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, you had Martin and Gina. She was an ad exec. He was a popular radio star. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had a job. Everybody had a job. Everybody had their own place. You know what I'm saying? It's just like now it's like the only thing I can't think of is maybe there's more. I just don't watch it, but Blackish is it, It's
the only one that stuck. There's
the
no other
only
shows
one
that tried.
Yeah, right there. But since it's not on TV, and the fact is that we're more so on the internet, on our phones, and on YouTube. Hey, real people have to come and fill in the gaps that the networks aren't doing. So that's what we have to do. So to tell a little bit more about us, how did we meet, you ask? Well, we met in a bar, the good old-fashioned American way. Right.
Before there was a swipe left or a swipe right.
Like 2 days before you could swipe. Damn, we missed it.
Really missed that.
Missed swiping and swiping left. And people, some women, they won't say it, but their actions will. I'll be like, man, me and my husband missed that. And they look at me like, bitch, why would you want to do this? And I'm just like, because,
it looks fun.
Like,
you just swipe.
Why does anybody do anything?
You agree, I agree, and now we link. Like,
right? Come on, dog.
What?
But I get the animosity. It's just like it's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky. You don't have to do this. But I'm just like, I also don't need to eat a piece of cheesecake, but I'm gonna eat it because it's good.
What is that metaphor coming from?
Metaphor, what? Some things that are good for you are bad for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're saying the cheesecake is always good for me.
Cheesecake is okay because skinny people problems. Got it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So what was it? We met at a bar. And we told, of course, every relationship I feel like has two different versions. His is modified to accentuate the fact that he thinks that I was just a rude person.
What is all this intro? Just tell the story.
I always have to set it up this way. So we met at a bar in Buckhead. I was invited to. I was invited to a party. During Snowpocalypse in Atlanta, 2014. No, 13. Beginning of 14, I think. Yes.
Whenever Snowpocalypse was.
Beginning of 2014. I was sitting at the bar. I was drinking a cocktail a wine cocktail.
Wine cocktail.
A wine cocktail, a glass full of wine.
That's the thing. A wine cocktail.
Yeah.
You guys see what this?
And
You ever
so
ordered a wine cocktail?
my friend who invited me at the time to the bar showed up. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" She came with a group of people, introduced me to these people, and I believe Sirr was a part of that group, right? So she introduces me to everyone. I say hi, but she had been gone for a while, so I was like, "Yo, I just want to kind of kiki it up with my girl." Blah blah blah. And so I'm sitting there, and I guess, everybody kind of disperses, after we all just, converse for a little bit. He leans up into the bar, like, all cockeyed and stuff, all this away. And he's saying something like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I'm just like, "My name's Ashley," and I drink my drink, and blah, blah, blah. He's like, whatever. And I guess he seems like he says I'm too short, but I don't feel like I was being too short. I was focused on, hey, my friend is here. I'm just trying to talk with my friend for a little bit longer, yada, yada. So I guess he takes it as I'm being rude, so he just walks off, right? So we go our separate ways throughout the night. He's talking to somebody else. I meet up with some other friends one actually girl I actually used to work with at this clothing store. She was there, so I was at the pool table kicking it with her. And this guy from Chicago, so mind you, I've been in Atlanta not long. Like, I'm probably been like 6 months. Yeah, probably like 6 months. Or, it's been a year. It's been a year. I've been in Atlanta because it was in January. And I was just celebrating my 1 year being in Atlanta. And this guy from Chicago, anybody from Chicago, anybody from Chicago, I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" Blah, 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 kicking up. And he proceeds to show me his stab wounds or his shot. He got shot or he got stabbed. And I'm like, I don't know about this. This is a weird conversation. He pulls out pictures to show me in the hospital. And he's in the bed with the tubes and all stuff. And I'm just like, yo, this is weird. So I'm trying to get out of this situation. But I'm a nice girl. So I don't want to be rude and be like, nigga, you weird. I got to go. I don't want to say that. So I'm trying to find out. Sirr happens to walk past us, and I stop him. I'm like, "Hey," because he's in my group, so I have rights to him as my friend at this point.
Right.
You were in my group, so right. So I'm like, "Hey, old buddy has asked me or us to go to another spot," and I'm like, yeah, so yeah, it's your name Sirr, right?" Yeah, I was like, "Yeah," so. Yeah, he wants us to go to another spot. And Sirr's looking at me like, the fuck? Like, what does she want? And I'm like, he asked us to go to another spot. Like, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, bro. Yeah, we gonna link up with you later." And I'm like, all right. So the guy walks off, and I look at Sirr like, "Nigga, did not help me. Did you see it in my eyes?" And he was like, "Oh, my bad, shawty. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know." And I don't know how it kind of clicked, but we just kind of laughed about it. And we walked to the bar on the other side, and he bought me a drink. And then I knew.
Did I? Is that what I did?
Yes, you bought a drink.
God darn.
It's tricking on day one.
That's how shit started. I had a rule back then.
Oh, what?
I had a no drink buying policy.
Well, you bought me a drink.
Did I?
Okay.
The first one?
Yes.
Really?
Because we went to the bar. And somebody bought shots. And I think it was you.
Yeah, I bought everyone shots.
Right. You bought shots.
I bought everyone shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I had to because I had to save. Anyway, I'll tell them my version.
Yeah, you bought shots.
Yeah.
And so then we were drinking. You think you bought me another drink. And and then Beyonce came on. We started dancing and Drunken Love came on.
Yep.
And I am a big Beyonce fan, right? And it's very rare to find a man who's gonna be like, "Oh yeah," they always are like, "Oh yeah, she cool, she cool." But this nigga fucking lost it. Like he was like, "It's my shit," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I think I like him." So B, if you watching this, you brought us together.
Yeah. Okay. That was pretty accurate.
No need for his version. That's pretty.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm accurate.
So You got a couple things right. A lot of
The
things
whole
right.
story was right.
So I get invited to a listening party. So background information, I worked in entertainment for a long time. And I get in my guy was having a listening party. But it was the middle of snowpocalypse. And the dude is from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. We know in Atlanta, if there's any type of snow, we don't go, right? We're nowhere, right?
Should be a bump.
If there's snow, we don't go. That's the thing, right? And where do you go? You go to the grocery store to get bread, water, canned foods, all the meat. You pack up your refrigerator and you prepare to hibernate, right? Because we know that we do not have the equipment to survive anything. We know that. But there's a lot of people from the north that come to the south and believe that since where they're from, they down with the snow thing, that it's okay. And we see them on the side of the road, cars broken out, just all messed up because they don't realize that our city's not built like that. Anyway, she's one of those northerners that was just so happy to go out that night.
I was one of the people who had snow tires.
Right. I've never seen snow tires. So
He didn't. No, I'm not even going to
That's
go
a different
to the tire. You threw away my scraper. I'm not.
We're not gonna go back to that place. All right, babe.
What's thingamabobs? I've got 20. Like,
All right, inside
Little
jokes.
Mermaid.
They don't
Little
get
Mermaid.
They don't get inside jokes yet. We'll get
Okay.
there. Okay. So I go to the bar and my man asked me to come out to this event. And I wasn't gonna go, but I Googled it and it was like literally 5, 6, 7 minutes away from me, right? So I get in the whip, I go to the venue, and we get there, and like I expected, nobody is there. Okay, well go ahead and get dressed, baby.
go get a towel.
Go get a towel and put some clothes on. All right. So no one's there in this venue. Keep it going. No one's there in this venue, right? So obviously the performances, all these different types of things don't happen. The whole listening party thing, it really didn't happen that way. But my guy had a new girl, and his new girl came with friends, and
Me said friend.
in walks Ashley. Now, mind you, at this venue yes, baby.
Excuse us. He's going to finish the story. I'm going to go help the girl.
Go
All
help-
right.
Go help the girl. All right. So mind you, my man's already got another girl at the spot, right? So he got 2 girls at the spot. So he doing a whole juggling thing, but he thought it was going to be a packed venue, but it's not. It's just us. And so there's a whole weird dynamic going on there, right? Which I'll get back to. But Ashley, I get introduced to Ashley. She's sitting at the bar with a glass of wine and her pinky up like this because she's an AKA. And she's just sitting there drinking wine. So I walk up to her, I talk to her, and I say, hey, how you doing? What's your name? And she's giving me one-word answers the whole time. So I'm like, hey, what's your name? She's like, Ashley. I'm like, okay, cool. That's cool. Where you from? Chicago. Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. So what do you do down here? Like, what are you doing for fun? I live. You know what I'm saying? It's just like one word, ridiculous answers the whole time. So I get the energy that she's not rocking with the kids. So I basically just go, you know what? You can have that, and I'm gonna go on about my business. And that was just kind of my energy. Throughout the night, there was all sorts of, drama. Ended up buying shots to try to calm everyone down. All sorts of type of stuff between, the energy with the multiple women. All this stuff is happening. And Ashley I'm getting ready to leave because I've met some other potential that night, and I'm getting ready to leave. And I'm on my way out, and Ashley stops me, and everything she said about the Chicago dude with the bullet wounds, all that whole part of the story happened exactly like she said. I didn't realize she needed help. When I realized it, she we sent dude on, and then she and I started talking. Beyonce record dropped, and it was a wrap. And I was super proud of Beyonce. To give you clarity on it, I was super proud of Beyonce as a music guy, as a guy that works in entertainment for so long. I felt like that was the gap in her career. Her ability to relate to the modern urban market at the time musically was something that she had never done from the beginning of her career. And it was a huge gap just in the trajectory of where she was going and just her whole body of work. And when she finally came out with those type of records, I was enamored because we were at the time period I was working with artists and we were writing on projects that were doing that for female artists. That were making those type of records for female artists in the game. It's really a part of a group of people that were really a part of pioneering that sound. That's a whole nother conversation for my podcast and the things that I do. But I was super proud of that moment and what was happening there. And yeah, Ashley and I, we ended up dancing all night long to every record that came on. And afterward, she goes, I guess, and talks to my guy and asks him whether or not I'm a good guy or something like that.
I did that right in front of your face.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, she asked him whether or not I was a good guy. He gave the cosign. And then she came on over to my place. And I thought it was going down, but instead we just smoked hookah and talked all night. And it was one of the dopest conversations that I had with a woman in a very long time. And I knew that after that first night that I might have met somebody special. And that was that.
He even wrote it in his phone. What did you say? Connected too much. Damn. Next to my name.
It's still in there.
It's still in there.
It's still in there from the first day we met. That was my thing. Like, that was like my thing. Like,
you wrote codes.
As a dude, I would like leave myself notes about every chick that I talked to because I would forget. As a guy, come on, fellas. As a guy, like you talking to all these different type of women, you forget. Who's who and what's what. So I used to make notes, and my notes say,
"Oh yeah, met her
at Hole in the Wall with Jay, Cameron's girl." Real cool. A lot in common, AKA, which you are. Connected too much the first night. SMH # fail. Dopey. I called you though. You must have been dopey. Confident. BV. I don't remember what BV and GX mean. I used to have little acronyms to describe women. And then I understand. What does it say? Understand that she doesn't get it. You have to become you. She ain't make you great. You are great when you type this. I must have added that. I don't know when I wrote that. Anyway, that's what was written.
About that.
Let's talk about what?
Got some extra notes in there.
Those are the notes. Mm-hmm. I was great when I typed this. That's what I captured from that.
It basically said, she's trying to make you better.
She trying to do something.
She's trying to do something, but you was already great when you did this.
Don't get it twisted. Don't forget. I don't know. What did we talk? We must have talked about that. Anyway, so that was how we met. That's how we got here, and it's been a crazy journey. And I think we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about, the journey in context of other conversations because we are living a nice high moment right now, I would say. And
we've had our lows.
We've had some low moments. And
so we would want to go through the story of some of our lows. Like, I think some of the lows has its own episode story for you all. For sure. But it's everything was not what it is now. Of course, I don't think anyone would think that it would be. But to share the story of how we became basically two strangers who did everything in not the right order.
We met in...
To be where we are now. But yeah, we met.
We met in February. No, we met in January.
Timeline.
We met in January.
Of 2014.
We started kicking it harder in February.
So January kicking it, February, March, April kicking it, May kicking it, June.
No, by May we together. We got together. May.
Officially together. June kicking it, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend.
We moved in August.
July, August, moved in together. September, conceived our first child.
Didn't know.
Didn't
find out till.
We didn't find out till
December.
I was pregnant in November.
We didn't find out till after the Christmas party.
The day after.
You was drunk.
Yep.
You-
Thanks, babe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I bet our daughter got it all. Shots.
Found out. Yeah, conceived her sometime in between September, October.
Right.
November pregnant. Didn't know. December found out we were pregnant.
Yep.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
What are you trying to count? The struggle? Struggle lasted a minute. That was a struggle.
It was a long struggle period.
It was a long period.
Struggle period being, already feeling as if we couldn't take care of ourselves.
Much less a kid.
Much less a kid.
I had left entertainment.
He didn't want a child.
I didn't at the time.
Didn't want a child at the time. And just figure out how to take care of ourselves and bills not being paid and still depending on parents to help us out and in between jobs, and it was trying. But I will say this, that in the very beginning, I think what truly helped us is that we were always on the same page. It was very.
But hold on, before we go into that, you can't just say the struggle and not let them know where we ended, because it's like, damn, you went through the mud. Well, where you at now?
Okay, well, do that.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna go there.
Just gonna build it up.
I was gonna go there.
Okay, well, go ahead. Do it your way.
But yeah, no, I don't know. You don't. I lost my train of thought.
You lost your train of thought.
Yeah,
I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went through we went through all of that that turmoil, and I think at the end of the tunnel, and we're still digging the tunnel. So I don't know if it's the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh God, no. God. No.
But like, we went from. How do I describe it in numbers? Do I describe it in...
I think it's also when we think of it as in 3 parts. It was your self-discovery, my self-discovery, and our self-discovery as a couple. Because I think that you always have to think of we're all growing individually.
Right.
We're always going to grow individually. So between that point of meeting and now, I had confidence, but I had confidence, but I needed to gain a different type of confidence. You know what I'm saying? You had discipline issues, but then you had to grow to have another way of discipline. You had to actually, care about other things other than what you care. You hear something?
Yeah, refrigerator.
So, I think you also have to think about constantly growing as an individual, and letting your spouse or your partner grow as an individual, and then like doing check-ins. Like we used to do that. Like, so who are you today? What's going on? Checking in just to make sure that who you are today and who I am today still want to be together. Or is this person that you are today someone I see myself being with for the rest of my life if you're considering marrying this person? And I felt like that was very important for me to always evaluate where it's not turned all the way down. Oh. It was important for me to evaluate where he was, and I wanted him to evaluate where I was and understand where I was. And I think what was so helpful is that because he came from a married environment, his parents were married, I think he understood patience a little bit more in a relationship aspect, to understand that I don't know what I'm doing, but I am willing to try, because one, he's a very good communicator. He communicates, and I know that's like key. Like, we're gonna go through the keys through this series, but he's a good communicator. I have my moments where I can communicate, and sometimes I don't. But he keeps calm, and he's trying to like pull the words and do all this stuff. But somebody has to, if neither one of you are good communicators, you have to learn how to communicate. It's very important. But it all took us, those individual growths helped us keep checking in to come together and then say, hey, I like who you are right now. I like who you are right now. Let's grow together. It's easier to communicate. It's easier to be on the same page versus when he is someone that I'm not feeling right now. It is very hard for us to grow together, or if he's not someone he's not feeling, then it's gonna be hard to little grow. But that just means you have to take your time at that level to figure out, all right, what can I live with? And with who you are right now, what are we taking with us on our journey forward? Is this just a 5-minute phase, or is this going to be who you are for the next 10 years? And then as an individual, I have to decide if I want that for my life. Because you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle for anything. But you also have to understand that that person may not be that way forever. It's just the part of their individual journey, and you have to respect it. So.
Yeah, I think the key things about what made this work, what keeps this working, I agree. Communication is a big thing, and I talk to some of my friends. I know communication is hard, and I know that communication is a talent that I have. I don't take that for granted. Everyone can't communicate effectively. And communication is what I do for a living, but it's also expectation and having difficult conversations.
Oof, that part.
Because we had a lot of difficult conversations about what are my expectations out of a relationship, out of a girlfriend, out of a wife, right? What are your expectations out of a husband, out of a boyfriend? And there were a lot of conversations that we had that you had never thought about, that you just, society or whatever general thoughts that you had just said, oh, this is how it should be done.
Right.
And you really had no backing for why it should be done that way. Right. And I think there was a lot of challenging on why, there are just a lot of, I think when men consider marriage, it's a huge transition from being single, because in modern times today, men have very little reason to get married just because of how the legal system is structured. And like when men think of, like me talking to my homeboys, when we think of marriage, it's like we think of the things that scare you are divorce, lose everything, no sex, and the concept of monogamy, can I really pull it off? Right? And if I don't pull it off, divorce, I lose everything. Right? So it's like, if I'm signing up to be perfect for 100 fucking years.
I just thought about Sonic the Hedgehog when he falls on those spikes and all his rings go.
Yeah, that's it. He just like, that's exactly what it's like. You make one fuck up, you lose all your rings. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shit. If you fuck up twice, you die. Like, he dies. Like,
yeah.
It's like, it's like that. And so then you go, okay, you're like, all right, I cannot fuck up and not do anything wrong for like 3 years. But you're like, can you do it for 50? Can you do it for 60? And if you don't, you lose everything. Yeah. And in the midst of that, you may get no sex. It's like, damn. Shit.
I want to get married.
Like, that doesn't sound appealing, Like, don't have kids. Because the more kids you have, the more they take. Fuck. It's just, I think the challenge is, like, for a guy is there's a lot of thoughts that go through that. And I think what even helped me be comfortable with marriage or with the prospect of, growing and building was, like, we had to have conversations, because I had to feel comfortable in, that's not what I'm signing up for. Mm-hmm. This is not how we're going to move. This is not how we're going to think about relationship or navigate. And that, this is how, like looking at some of the different things you experience, these are some things that we are not going to repeat. Right. And it's little things. I think that you have to call out little things to prevent them from becoming bigger.
True. Very true. And I think this is the one thing that, I don't know, I don't want to put an age range on it, so I won't. I'm just going to say to women, do not be afraid to have the hard-hitting questions, because you are afraid that if you do express your true feelings, that he won't stay with you or she won't stay with you, whatever. It doesn't matter. You are going to waste a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of love on one person because you didn't want to ask the hard questions or you didn't want to answer the hard questions.
Or you don't want to hear the
Or
answer
you don't want to hear them.
to the hard
I
questions.
had it, and it breaks my heart that I know some women who
I felt you about to use that example.
what
Go ahead.
who would go about who would actually get married and not know the answer to a lot of the questions that they need to know, and then wait to get married and then let it come up, and then now it's a big deal. Right. You know, like you didn't ask it because you're like, I just had to get them. I just had to get them locked down and move forward and get someone to marry me. Really? Okay. You know, no judgment zone. This is a judge-free zone. But if you did that, you might want to reevaluate why you in the situation you are in now, or why you feeling the way you're feeling. I can honestly say me and Sir talk about everything. Some friends would be shocked about the subjects that I would tell them. Yes, me and Sir have talked about it. They were like, really? I'm like, yes. Nothing's off the table. Mind you, I was, like I said, I don't want to bring up age, but I was in my 20s when I was having this conversation. So in my 20s, I was like, shit, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? I got time, you know, to find 5 different niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, and be with all of them and, you know, whatever.
All of them?
All of them.
At the same damn time?
Not the same time. Maybe back to back. Not the same time. I don't roll that way.
I got Reggie. I got Lewis at the same damn time. I got Tony. I got Robert at the same damn time.
It's like rollover minutes. You know? Keep it pushing, you know. But yeah, so it was just one of those things. It's like we talked about everything, and at the time I felt like now it's hard for me to say, but at 32, yes, I might be feeling the crunch of time and all that stuff. But at 24, 25, 26, when I was looking for a serious relationship, he actually took the brakes off, you know. He took the brakes off. I was open to it because I would have asked it anyway. I just didn't know if it was time. But when I guess he was considering, like, because mind you, we had Royal.
Took the brakes off. What you mean?
Like, when we were in the car outside your parents' house, and we had literally had a conversation about cheating. We were inside your parents' house, and we had a long conversation about, so what do you think about cheating?
It was inside my parents' house?
In the car in front of your parents' house.
Oh, no.
We were sitting in the driveway.
No, I get it. We were leaving, or we had...
I don't know. Okay. We were sitting in the car, and we had a whole conversation about cheating.
Oh, yeah, I think we was leaving, because I drove off during this conversation.
Yeah, something like that. So
yeah, we did.
We had, like, how do you feel? He gave me his opinion, his honest opinion about it, and I gave him mine about it. And the thing is because I was open. I wasn't like, oh hell no, nigga, if you cheat on me, you dead, Fred. You know what I'm saying? Like
dead Fred.
like
that's 1970.
Whatever.
Who is dead Fred?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Go ahead.
Anywho's,
I do this to her.
He does this a lot.
Go ahead.
But it wasn't. He came. He came with his honest opinion, and I can respect that. I can respect that mindset because, I mean, I like to put myself in another person's shoes. If it was me, you know, like if this was how I felt, really think about it. Now, if it's totally against what you believe, then whatever. But I was trying to keep an open mind because if I'm not open minded about it, then I can't truly assess how to let's say handle it if it does happen, and then how to prevent it. Really how to prevent that and to make him feel comfortable coming to me if it ever crossed his mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to create an open line of communication, and if you feel like I've heard you the first time we talked about it and I continue to keep hearing you, then when that problem does arise, you feel comfortable coming to me. And I've expressed it. I think the main thing was like, I'd rather you be honest to me and hurt me, because you hurting me with honesty is going to be way less painful if you lie to me. Period. I just lie to my face? Like, you don't want to see me cry because you told me the truth? Or do you want to be stabbed because you lied? Like, it's like...
What?
Like...
Why'd that get so dark?
Hey, first conversation, it got dark. I was like, because it was like, yo, nigga, if you cheat on me, I swear to God, I will kill you. But when you had when we thought the whole concept out, and really, and I was like, okay, I see that perspective.
Because we had to address that.
We had to address it.
You gonna kill me? What you talking about?
Right, because that's the first.
That is the
reaction. Women is like, oh my God, if you cheat on me, if I do all this for you, if I love you, I take care of you, I do this, I do that, I be the woman that you want me to be. You cannot cheat on me. But I think it was like, what my conclusion after my conclusion to not leave y'all hanging? Like, what was the conclusion? Like, my conclusion after several conversations about this subject was, all right, if you want to cheat on me, there is something wrong. If you get the inclination that you want to step outside this relationship, you come to me and you tell me that I have the inclination to step outside this relationship. Therefore, I have the opportunity to fix what is wrong. Now, if you say some crazy, like, I don't know, like, what's some crazy? That's just like something out of my control. Something that I cannot control, then nigga, you just don't like me. Like, you don't like me. But if it's like, babe, you're not listening to me, or you don't have sex with me enough, or I don't feel loved, you just need something from me. I need you to do something, cook, clean, listen to me. I don't know. Whatever that thing that, that the man or your man or woman may need, listen to that need. It's the love language. Let's break it down. If you're not fulfilling that love language that makes that person feel loved, find out what that love language is in and talk to them in that love language. That's what it is. Because I don't want to just simplify it as a cook, clean, da-da-da. That's a whole other conversation. But loving that person how they need to be loved. And if you come to me and say, Ashley, you are not loving me how I need to be loved, then that's on me. I need to fix that. But what you're not going to do is go cheat on me and not tell me what's wrong. What's the first question women ask? Why? How could you do this? You could have told my ass that before you cheated on me. But I just didn't want to hurt you. What's the difference? You hurt me with the truth or you hurt me with the lie? The hurt me with the truth is like better, in my opinion. In my opinion, me personally, because you always feel like when you're being honest with me, I just don't want to make you feel sad. Like, I'm a grown ass woman, dog. Like, grown ass women feel sad. Like, it's okay.
I think it was different because when we had the conversation, my perspective was, I was like all Mario Winans with my shit. It's like, nigga, I don't want to know. Like, keep that shit to your goddamn self, because I don't want to know. Because I think
you're gonna find out quickly that he will sing, but he can't.
I can't sing.
No.
But there's a song for everything.
There is a song for everything.
I'm a music guy. Anyway, I don't want to know. And the reason I had the philosophy of I don't want to know is really because it's like first off, the guilt and the bullshit that comes with that shit, you gotta live with that shit. You gotta eat with that shit, sleep with that shit. You gotta keep your voodoo with you.
I can't put the heavy on you.
Don't put the voodoo on me. You went out and did the voodoo. That's that. You and this nigga's voodoo.
That is okay.
That's
okay. I understand.
And then the second part,
but I don't.
The second part is because it's like, I think it becomes a like, how does that change the way I value you afterward?
Right.
Right. And I just
still very two-sided, but okay.
I mean,
because I'm supposed to still love your dirty drawers after you cheat on me.
Listen, the world's not fair. This ain't a carnival nor a circus. You know what I'm saying? The world is not fair. You want a funnel cake, you gotta buy it.
And you don't understand dead Fred after all that.
This shit ain't fair. Like, I think there's I think the whole idea of fighting for fairness is is overrated, is whack, it's not realistic. The world is not fair. Shit is not even. Nothing in this world is even. Some people are short, some people are tall. You know what I'm saying? Some people are one color, some people the other. Some people born being able to sing. I wasn't. I was born without a vocal cords and shit. Some people can't, not vocal cords, but vocal ability. Some people, you know, everyone's born differently. So if you lined up every person, even took away race, they're still different. Took away height, they're still different. People are fucking different, right? Shit will never be fair. So, like, the idea that there's two-sided, that's not fair, I don't give a fuck. Shit's not fair, right? Now, I do want to accommodate and make it right, but I just don't think the world is fair. So trying to bring fairness into conversations, like, we should do it from an empathetic perspective.
Well, the one thing that's yours, because there's some men out there who might...
This is my story.
Yeah,
there's other men that's like, no, you better tell me, I want to talk about it, I wanted this, I wanted that. But I'm also looking at, like, on my side of the board, it's like, okay, you know, with this information, how am I supposed to respond? Because now I gotta envision you with whoever, and now that's my vision. And once I get that vision, it's gonna change my vision. Right. And if the things that I do every day are based off of vision, if I go to work every day and I'm like, I'm taking care of this ideal, and you change the idea, then it changes the whole way I'm going to move and navigate around the idea. That's right? True. And you know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, it's like, is it fair that I can say on the other side that I may not expect you to think the same way? No, it's not fair. But is that my reality? Yes, that's my reality. It's not fair, right? Could I get over it? Maybe, or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'll always harbor resentment. Maybe I want to go a little less harder after that. Maybe I'm like, why? Maybe I'm like, you know, this is a business thing. Let's just keep it that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that becomes my energy. Maybe it's like, why are we doing this whole love thing anyway? You fucking, I'm fucking, let's just be fucking. Like, who knows how my mind may shift afterward. It's like, well, why was I doing this in the first place? Like, cause as a guy, it's like, as a guy in our relationship now, I do a lot of a large amount of the providing, the this, to that, right? I'm investing, right? My feeling may go, well, why am I investing in this? It's invested. And I'm not saying that's how, it's not like a threat or anything. It's just that when the vision is broken of what you have, you change how you deal with it. And I know that women would have to feel the same way. It's like, yo, I thought we were this, now we're that. It would happen on both ways. But as a guy, my thought process is like, I would rather not tarnish the reality that I currently have for a bullshit truth. But that's just at a minimal level. Then there's another, and that's just my view. And other dudes may disagree, right? Because I'm the same guy that also told my guys, like, I just don't, one of my homeboys was like, if someone, smash your girl, you just walk away from her and just, like, fuck her type thing. And I was like, no, because I don't think that there's no other man whose penis is powerful enough to take everything that I've built and worked up for. Like, what type of weak-minded person am I to let another person's penis take my shit? Like, I invested X amount of years, and now you just come in and take my shit because you got a dick? The fuck?
Because you got a dick.
I got a dick, too. The fuck is you doing? You played in the playground, park's closed. Get the fuck on. Like, that would be my energy. Like, I built this park. Go build your own park. Like, so, like, it's not that detrimental, but at the same time, it would just be it would be a very logical reckoning. I think you're talking about an emotional reckoning, and I think I would be talking about a logical reckoning, because that emotional response would turn into practical shit.
Yeah, I mean, women are going to be more emotional about that subject, way more emotional, because then it's about, we grow up wanting love and protection, and when you do that, that means you don't want to love and protect and provide for me. So now I'm alone with no love, no protection, and no providing, even though there are plenty of women who could do it for themselves, but that's a Whole other conversation.
But I don't think it's a love, protection, and provide. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's love, protection, and providing, this is why I think men and women have such a different view on this subject, right? Because it's like love, protection, providing is not something that is given to a woman through sex. It's like if I have sex with this person, that doesn't mean I'm going to love, protect, and provide for this person, right? Yeah, okay.
What,
I'm interpreting you saying love, protection.
The reason why she cheated?
No, I thought
cheated?
you were saying that if a guy cheats, you feel like you're losing love, protection, and providing. Is that what you were saying?
That is betrayal. When you betray someone, that means you do not love me. That means you do no longer want to protect me. That means you that means you don't want to be with me. So therefore, you don't want to provide. And when I say provide, maybe not financially, but you don't want to. You don't want us. You don't want to be here. You don't want for me to be your one and only. I'm not it for you.
Right.
Yes.
And I think for a man, I think I can speak blanketly for most men when I say this, is that that's definitely not the case.
Oh, I understand. I now understand that after our many conversations, I know that that's not what it is for y'all.
They don't know that.
We're just having the conversation. I know that's not what it is, because he can love your dirty drawers and he will still cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you're talking about men.
Who did what? It's literally just about the sex. It's about sex.
Yeah, because as a guy, you can have sex with the woman and have no other additional attachments
whatsoever
at all.
And so if a woman cheats on her man, it's an emotional thing.
Well, that we feel like it's an emotional thing because, and this is one thing that contributes to that feeling, right? And it's something that married men talk about, been talking about since the beginning of time, right? Married women don't want to have sex as often as single women, right? Why is that, right? So for a woman, and then as a married man, you hear all the conversations. Like we've had conversations about sex drive, and you're just like I'm not turned on by the things I used to be turned on by anymore. Or I'm turned on by this now, or I'm just not feeling it. Like you're getting off on other aspects of the relationship because as a woman, the things that when you were single, the idea of having the man in all the things
was
that come
way more exciting.
Was made more exciting, and that
it was something to
made
look
the sex
forward
drive.
to be like, oh, we're gonna.
It was the dream. It was the fantasy.
Whole other conversation.
But it was the dream.
Like
it was the fantasy.
I was literally I did this post and I was like, if there's a show called Bridgerton.
Okay.
Right? It's a new show on Netflix. Bridgerton. Yo. When the episode when she lost her virginity, she was trying to figure out why her husband said he didn't want to have babies. She thought he could not have babies. Right? So she was like, it's okay, I still want to be with you, I still love you, whatever. But she did not know how babies were made. I would say grown-ass woman, but this is like 17.
It's a different time period.
So she's probably 18, 19 years old. She doesn't know. She's
probably really, like, back in that time period, she's probably 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, she was really young. Yeah. She had no idea how babies were made. So she had went and asked a friend who, her handmaiden, how babies are made, because my husband is doing this weird thing after we're done, and I don't know what that is, right? And the mothers of this time period would not tell their daughters anything. They would just let them get married and not tell them anything about, it would be basically about the family will continue on and we have to marry into a nicer lineage. Or this is how you one day you will have children. These women back then thought that once you got married, now your body is able to produce children. That's what they literally thought. So I say all that to say that going into marriage, going into relationships, we are not really told the fucking truth about anything. When it comes to being a wife, a girlfriend, a mother, no one is telling you the truth. No one is saying that we're watching these fairy tales and we are believing that that's the truth. We are watching some perfect relationships and believing, oh, that's it, that's the truth, but not really seeing what's happening behind closed doors. You know? Mm-hmm. And it's just like the mamas on Bridgerton, sending you out into the world with these fantastical ideas of what it's going to be like. Oh, gosh, when I get married. I vividly remember being young and being like, when I get married, oh, my God, me and my husband are going to do it all the time. We're going to have kids. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be the best of friends. I mean, we're best friends. I love you. Right. But it was just like, yo. No one is telling these, and it seems like you shouldn't tell young girls this, but we have to, because I can say I'm 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old spending 10 plus years thinking that this is how it's going to be, not prepared whatsoever to be a mother, not prepared whatsoever to be a wife, not prepared whatsoever. I'm literally just going through the motions of what my body is telling me.
That's a whole different conversation.
But yo, like, oh my gosh. When I saw that Rugrats post about, like, we didn't think that the Rugrats post was basically was saying that the Rugrats, Tommy and Dale's parents were 33 years old, right? According to whatever. They're 33, but they were looking rough. No one told me I'm 32. These kids make you feel like you are like 50. Like, we are still young. But my parents did not tell me when I was daydreaming about having baby dolls that the whole Mimi wet. No, that nigga be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you want to throw these kids across the room. Like, we have to be. Because there are young men and women daydreaming of what it's like to be an adult that is married, and like not even like 19, let's say 25, 30, 25, 26, 27, still daydreaming that's gonna be like this. And I'm here to tell you, sis, tell you, bro, it's not. you are daydreaming. That's why it's called daydreaming.
So then what is it?
It is work. You know them bills you paying that you don't want to pay, those dues you are doing to giving to society, that lifetime membership that you have given, you are cutting your hand opening and doing a blood sacrifice. That is what you are doing when you want to be in a marriage, when you want to be a parent, when you want to be a business partner with someone, a life partner. It is not fucking Cinderella, the white version, okay? It's not.
Or the Brandy version.
We watched that the other day.
Was it good?
It was way better when it first came out.
It was better when you was a kid?
Yeah. I had no expectations.
Yeah, but like...
I was just, why is she so breathy? Like, oh my God.
So, when we...
So... she sound like... Okay, I'm going to get off Brandy. I love Brandy.
All right, so... We've drifted a long way from this cheating conversation. Sorry. I don't even know what my point was. I was going to say something. But
the cheating, it came to that because when we, as women growing up, we just thought that if we are good to our husbands and we love them and we provide for them and we have good times or whatever, they won't cheat, or we don't have to deal with cheating. Like, I never daydreamed when I was a kid about how am I going to deal with my man cheating on me. That is not what
part of the daydream.
It's not part of the daydream.
Right.
And the thing is, it's like, you might want to say, oh, well, it's too young to talk about that. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
I mean, I think you got to talk about all that stuff early.
You got to talk about it, because the thing is, like, that person is spending 10 years plus of their life chasing and looking for that daydream versus the reality. Now, it's almost like telling the kid there's no Santa Claus. Like, you know what? I don't want to take the innocence from you.
But it's always like I think it's a tangible, logical conversation where both parties have to be open enough to be honest, right? And it's hard to be open because the moment you're open, you can be accused.
But it's hard to do that when your mind isn't mature enough to even know to have that conversation.
Well, we talking about having a conversation with 18-year-old kids. We talking about having a conversation with grown-ups right now.
What's a grown-up? How old is a grown-up?
Well, someone that's contemplating marriage. So you're at least 24 or 5. At the youngest, probably, right? You're contemplating marriage. If you're
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters what age you. There's people that I know. There's people who are 55, 60, 70 who still need to have a.
Well, here's
Right.
the thing.
I don't think that matters.
So here's the thing. It's like from a guy's point of view, right? Again, it goes back to the idea of marriage for men is the upside. There's really on the onset for a guy there is zero upside to being married. Mm-hmm. Like we win nothing, we lose everything and win nothing, right? I mean, you could say, but you won me, you have me forever, right? But how many dudes can string a girl along for 5, 6, 7, 8 years and I got you, or I give you my kid and we can, like, from a guy's perspective, I can finesse it, you know? Mm-hmm. But to sign up to say...
You're happy.
Huh?
You're happy.
No, listen. On the other side... On the other side of the broom, once you get over there, and honestly, we had a lot of adjustments prior to the jump, right? It's dope. I think the relationship that we have, like, put marriage aside, because the growth in the relationship that we built had nothing to do with marriage.
Yeah, no.
Right?
We wouldn't technically. We wouldn't have to be married to be where we are now.
Right. So, like, the growth and maturity and all that happened through the relationship. The marriage did not change anything about our relationship.
That was weird. That was one of those things. It was just like you think it's gonna and that's
the bullshit.
It brings you back to that conversation. Like the reason people feel like it's different now after being married is because you're having different conversations that you did not have before you
should have been having the first time.
So for us, it's like the day after we got married, she was like, "How does it feel to be married?" I was like, "How'd it feel yesterday?" Like, feels the same to me. It didn't feel like this. Like it's not the daydream. It did not feel like, oh, I'm floating on air. I'm just so in love. It was like, yo, he still feel the way he felt about cheating this today. You know, it was like we've already had the conversation.
But it's not even like because like.
And I'm not saying cheating is the end all be all, because we've had conversations about everything.
I think the reason that cheating comes up so much is because that is the thing that people look at as the reason why a relationship shouldn't work.
It's sex, it's finances, and infidelity. And family.
Those reasons that people break up.
Yeah.
And it's like when you look at I think we've drifted from the perspective when we were talking about men. Looking at cheating differently, right? That perspective comes from...
They weren't even on cheating, by the way. But okay.
You had us on that because you brought up the conversation. We can rewind the footage later. You brought up the conversation of the cheating, and we had to have hard conversation. Remember, we were sitting in the driveway in front of your parents' house.
I'm talking about before that.
You started all of that. I ain't started none of this.
All right.
You just wanted to give the people an example of a tough conversation.
That was an example of a tough conversation. You just brought it back.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's what made us go. And then we were kind of reliving the tough conversation that we had, which then required additional explanation. There could be a whole video on just that conversation.
There were also multiple
tough conversations. And it wasn't just
like
that; it was about family.
The expectation of. So what do you see a wife to be? What do you see a husband to be? And the thing is, and this still goes in tandem. That conversation is always going to change. Like I feel like there needs to be a quarterly tune-up in that conversation about your expectation of what a wife and a husband should be.
It don't gotta be quarterly, yearly.
By annually.
It could be biannually.
Biannually, okay.
Because it's like I think some people know exactly what they want. Period. It depends on where you meet in your relationship, how old you were when you got together. There's a lot of factors. Like what makes our situation unique is that we came together at the bottom. Yeah. Right? You're Howard graduate, AKA Alpha chapter, degreed, educated woman in Atlanta popping, but everything fell apart. This job didn't work, that company didn't work, boom. It's right? Mm-hmm. Right? I'm coming from two degrees, working in entertainment around celebrities all the time, working in television to losing everything, nonprofit, broke, ain't got nothing, boom. Mm-hmm. We both were at the precipice of nothingness. and then we teamed up and decided to grow out of that together.
Yes.
And because of that, our mindset and our energy is like we check out where you on, and it's because our mindset was we have to move, we have to create change, we have to grow, right?
And it's easier to do it with someone rather than by yourself.
Right.
And that's probably where that comment came from.
But that's what made those old relationships that we look at with the great grandparents is that, oh, they stayed together all them years because life was hard. Life was hard.
Life was hard on the plantation.
They needed to come together to get
out.
It.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why. But when life became easier, and then when some people got access to more, the more people have, the less they need one another. Yeah. And now the expectations get all crazy, right? Now you're expecting things that are unrealistic because they're not driven out of a need. And the love comes through the need. Yeah. The love comes through you think about pledging, right? The love for your line sisters and your line brothers comes through the fucked up shit they put you through when you're there. It comes through pain and turmoil and confusion and agony and suffering, and that love is built in that.
Yeah, we were closer when we was on the struggle bus.
When you on and so then.
But then I think you have to hold on in a relationship. You hold on to the love, because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's like seeing us get out of that. I saw your strength because we were working towards getting out of it, and I fell in love with, no matter what we are going through, he is not going to allow us to stay down. He's not. And I saw that. He took strides to get us out of that situation. I knew I can depend on him. You know, where another man could have been like, yo, I got to get out of this. I can't have this woman seeing me, not be able to take care of her. He was like, no, I got to stay. And I'm going to do it. And the vice versa. Like, when he was not making anything, I was the only one working. I was going to, like, yo, I'm going to help provide for this household, and I'm going to help us stay afloat while you go out there and pursue your entrepreneurial endeavors, you know? And we were dependent on each other when we didn't have to be at all. I could have went back home to Chicago. I was going to go back home to Chicago, and he didn't want me to go.
Is that what happened? I didn't want you to go?
Why do you try to make yourself seem cool and you're not?
Stop
trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen. It's not happening, okay?
Oh my God, it's so fetch.
No, it's not.
It's fetch.
It's not fetch.
Anyway. They just put it on the strudel box.
Fuck strudel. Anyway. Anywho, so we say all that to say, I hope y'all enjoyed our little introduction video.
Why did this get so deep unnecessarily? You just had to just jump in all the little potholes.
Well, so now they can come back wanting more.
You like Mario, just woo, just all up in the little tunnels.
And you also gonna know
and then popping up, skipping all the little topics.
That he's working on material because one day he wants to stand up. And so
am I?
If his stuff is funny, just drop a thumbs up. If it's not,
don't do that, because that makes it sound like I'm really trying.
You are trying.
Am I? Should I be?
No.
Well, I'm not trying like that. It's a thought. Like one day I'm gonna put material together because I'm gonna try it.
He's gonna try.
But I'm not there right now.
He's gonna wait till he's a wealthy man like Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
When Will Smith did stand up, he was already Will Smith.
I'm gonna have my shit together when I do it.
He was like, I don't need this shit. My nigga got 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna do it like that.
I'm here to have fun.
Yeah, I'm not here to do this for
But real. I think it brings humility to it, because it's one of those things that I did really well at and missed, and I want to go back and try it and see what happens.
All right, well, check him out at the Laugh Factory.
No time soon. No time soon.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. We're actually just about to drop this first video, see how it goes, and we want your feedback. We want your comments. Follow us both on Instagram. Black Ash Everything. Black Ash Everything is my platform where I introduce you to Black-owned businesses and brands that help you transition your household seamlessly to Black-owned products for your home and lifestyle. And this is...
And I'm Sir Love from Phase 6, where I teach people the music business, help motivate, consult, provide support to individuals that are looking to grow in the music industry or just in the business industry at large. And you can catch me at Phase 6. You can find me on YouTube, Phase VI. Our Instagrams are already below us, so you can already see that. And
oh yeah, I'm also on YouTube too. Black Ash Everything on YouTube. I'll be doing DIYs, home decor, and black-owned product reviews.
right, and so we are slowly merging our business
Worlds
together. And this would give people a different side of us in relationship outside of the professional shit.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Peace.